Hi Scorpios, Trishna here. Welcome to your June 2019 reading. What I'm feeling for you is leading up into June. I feel like you're in a pretty positive place. I know last month we talked about how you were in a mode where you really wanted to act. You were ready to do something, be more active, do a project, get more involved in something, kind of live out more of your purpose and find that purpose so that you can live it out. And I feel like maybe you haven't really figured out what that purpose is. Maybe you have. Regardless, I feel like you have some kind of idea of what direction you want to go in, and that feels really good, and so that's why you're feeling pretty pumped and pretty happy. I do feel like going into June though, it is going to be a month of a lot of confusion, and that is not going to feel quite as good because if you don't know what your purpose is, you still really want to act and you want to move forward, and so you're going to feel really confused about what you should do because it's like I want to move forward but I don't really know how or like what direction, and that can be really frustrating. So there's going to be that. If you have found your purpose, you may not know what the next step is. You may not know how to make that purpose a reality. You may not know how to realize the potential of it. And so you may know it, but then you may be like, well, what now? What do I do now? I don't know. And that can be, again, very frustrating. So what I feel is the answer to that question, what now, is not something that you can consciously answer. Or what's my purpose? You can't really consciously answer those questions. Those are things that your mind knows you want the answers to, but it can't give it to you. It can't just give it to you on a silver platter because your logical brain's going to get involved and it's going to be like, no, that's not it. That's not it. No, it needs this. It's missing this. I want this. Your logical brain is just gonna kill whatever purpose comes through. That's why you can't get that answer right now. So what you have to do in order to get that answer is you have to disengage the conscious brain and go do something else so that the subconscious and the conscious can kind of work together. The subconscious will like figure it out in the background and then pop it to your conscious, and then your conscious brain will be like blah, and then you'll just know because your subconscious and your conscious have had a chance to align and talk to each other and figure it out together and decide this is what you want to do. So when that all happens and then just like tells you, you won't have that logical brain being like, no. You'll just know because it's like all layers of you are in line with it already versus your conscious brain trying to tell you and then you being like, no. And then your subconscious is like, but yes, but you're not in tune with your subconscious. So basically, everything needs to be in line. So the way to align that is you need to figure out what you like to do for fun. What's the hobby that you like to do for fun? How can you distract your conscious brain and go let your subconscious kind of do its thing and they communicate together and you just kind of do something that's fun or something where you don't really have to think so much or something that allows you to use your creative brain. So if you like to go horseback riding and that tunes you into nature and tunes you into animals and tunes you into a whole different experience, go do that. If you like to do art, go do that. If you like to go decorate cakes, go do that. And basically do that as much as you possibly can. Of course, it depends on your schedule and depends on your career and all of that, but as much as you can, go do something that you enjoy doing so that you can distract yourself. And after you do that for a little while, the answer to what your purpose is or what your next step is, it will just occur to you and you will just know it and you won't question it. You might question it after you know it, but you'll know and it'll hang on to you. Even when you're questioning it, you're like, but I know, like this felt right. You'll always go back to the download that you get of what your purpose or your next step is, and that's what you need to wait for. Once you get what your next step is, there is going to be a little bit of having to trust it, but for the most part, you're going to know this feels right. This feels good. Right now, before we get into June, you're feeling good because you have some form of direction. Remember that feeling because then at the beginning of the month, you're going to go through this back and forth of like, what now? Like, I'm confused. I don't know how to do this. I'm frustrated. When you get that, when you distract yourself and then get that download of what your next step is, when it becomes clear to you and you know it, it will feel good. It will feel like you feel right now where you have some kind of direction. It will feel good. It might even feel better. And that's how you know that it's something that you can trust. And so you may have some back and forth once you get the download, but the feeling is gonna be strong. And so that's what's gonna pull you. It's gonna allow you to trust, or it's gonna allow you to move forward even if you don't completely trust. So go ahead and distract yourself because that's where the answer is going to come to you from. And the guidance basically is to remember that you are a water sign. And so emotions are a really important part to how you see the world, how you interact in the world, and water and intuition are very, very closely related. So when you get this download, follow the emotions. The emotions are going to feel good. They're going to feel amazing. You're just going to feel like it's right. Follow that because that is a part of who you are. It's a part of how you navigate the world. It's a part of how you achieve success in this world, in the material form and in the spiritual form. So that's something for you to remember. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it earned your like and your subscribe. If you have anything you would like to share with me, please drop it in the comments below. I love to hear from you, and I will see you in my next video.